What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video, and we are live. Shoot, man, I was sitting here watching this Hornets versus Clippers game, and I was thinking to myself, man, you might as well just hop on the stream, and we could talk that talk and walk that walk. Interesting game, interesting game so far. I think I caught a decent amount of it. It was super close here, and then they subbed my dog Melo out. I'm gonna say it was either the beginning of the fourth or end of the third or something like that, and then all of a sudden it got ridiculous. But tap down. Appreciate y'all for joining the stream. As you come through, hit the like button. Always appreciate it. I don't know if y'all ever tried these Dot's home style pretzels. Not sponsored by them, but them shits is good. As you jump in here, man, go ahead and let me know where you tapped in from. All of that stuff. Let me know if you're watching this Hornets game, and we'll get it popping that way. Let me pull up the Chiznat. All right. Let me pull up. Let's take a look at the. Got a box score up here. Man, ESPN just got the best situation to set up here, man. LaMelo Ball, 21 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. 8 minutes to go left in the game. My TV a bit behind what it is right here on the screen to say 7 minutes 43 seconds. Shit looking like it's about to get ugly. I'm telling you, it was not. The game was super close. So we look here at the look like right there in the, you know what I'm saying, the third. Yeah, nah, the top of the fourth, man, that's when they kind of separated. Let's see, we got screens and stuff. You can't. Barstow, that's California, right? Barstow, California, straight up. Great channel, man. Appreciate it. Yo, this is one thing. I do want to show y'all this real quick. And this is in regards to, so we had the other day, you know what I'm saying, we was breaking some news, and it's only thanks to my guy, I gotta remember his name. My man sent me a clip on Instagram, like, yo, check this out, man. It looked like your boy LaMelo looked like the NBA. He's like, yo, check this out. It seems he sent me a picture, and it was of this graphic here, a screenshot of this video where it's saying like LaMelo first time NBA All-Star, and I was like, oh shoot, damn, that's kind of crazy. Hold on, wait a minute, like where you get that from? He's like, NBA app or whatever. I was like, how you find it? Whoop. So he sent me this stuff, and then he screen recorded or whatever. I was like, yo, that looks official. It look official. And then I was so focused on the video that I didn't even like look at the text underneath of it on the video. Let me see. I think I posted it on Instagram. It's better look. What's going on right here, man? That's the thing with these social media things. You just pop on to something and you don't know what video finna play. All right, here you go. So if you look here, this is the part I did not even take into account. It say right here, man. Take a look at 2021-2022 NBA All-Star LaMelo Ball's mid-season highlights. And when I posted this video originally on Twitter, I was so like, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to get it up so fast, and I put my tag on it, and I put my tag over the caption that cleared it all up, that made it, you know what I'm saying, like this saying here, like, damn, did they make a mistake? But then you read that they put the whole caption in there, and then it's like, yo, obviously, it is what it is right there. So that was dope. Damn, I done missed the whole game. Yeah, the game was with the fam. Oh shoot, man. So sometimes, bro, it's cool to be chilling and being with the fam. But yeah, so I damn near missed the whole. Folks speculating. I don't know if this is real. I don't know what's going on, and I done covered up, take all of the questions out of it. It said right there, man. So I hope that's coming through clear for y'all. Yeah, it looked like it should be coming through clear enough. Take a look at the 2021-2022 NBA All-Star LaMelo Ball. This is also cool because, like I said, my man, let me see. Let me pull it off here for a second. My man, let me give him a shout out because honestly, I didn't even find that. Somebody else found it and then sent it to me. Somebody else found it and sent it to me. My man, Harry Seaton. That's the dude. And then, and what made it cool, he ain't even got no poster, no nothing. He just out here. But dude named Harry Seaton or whatever. So what was interesting about it though is then once that kind of took off a little bit and that information spread, then I start seeing it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The Bleacher Report, everybody reposting it or whatever. And so it's just cool. I think that sometimes for me, I love to see when like there's some information or something that I posted that folks then reshare it from myself. You know what I mean? Like just some information that like I thought was interesting, and then all of a sudden folks are like, oh shit, did y'all see that? And then share it like that. So it's dope. I think the Flight Sports TV. What's happening, man? Flight Sports. I was just checking out Flight Sports a little bit earlier today, man. They was going live, man. So shout out to Fight, man. Everybody in the comments, pay homage, pay homage. Also appreciate you hit that like button as y'all come through, man. So it just was dope, man. So I'm happy, I'm excited, man. I was just looking over here on the NBA website. Let me see what this is. They got LaMelo trending right now. Looking at the NBA website, and I was hyped to see they got the jerseys or whatever, so I might have to check that out. Overtime, MJ. Melo Don and Miles Bridges. Oh, this I don't need, man. I think my computer just always say Melo trending, cause it don't even be like nothing special or nothing crazy going on. It's just like, yo, we know, you know what I'm saying, you finna look at this, so we're gonna put it on there for you. But I don't know, man. That's what's up, man. Well, let me know. I want to hear from y'all, man. What y'all think about this Melo All-Star situation? Is this Also, let me give y'all this breaking news. So after that was over, after that happened, I text your man Lavar, and I said, yo, Lavar, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but you know, they leaked the video and they got LaMelo supposed to be an all-star, and then he responded, before the season started, I knew. Because they can't keep a ball out of there 2 years in a row. Bring too much money to the game. Big arm, muscle emoji. So your boy Lavar is hype about it as well. I'll be interested to see if they pull up, man, to have some type of pop-up shop or some type of function or whatever, and be at the game. But I don't know. Here's what I would hate to have happen, right? I would hate to have, we done broke this story or whatever, shared this info for some reason. The reserves did not get announced. That's what's interesting about this, my man. Lee Bum at the gas station. That's what's interesting. The reserve has not been announced, but there was a video that folks found on the website, on the app. You can't even, I don't think you can find it on the NBA website. You can access it on the app on your phone, this video, and the video says, this is a screen grab from where the video was at. It say, you know what I'm saying, LaMelo Ball one-time NBA All-Star 2021 2022 highlights and all of that jazz. So that was dope. Gordon Hayward always injured. Gordon, I think he out right now, health and safety protocols. 15-point game. Jumped off. this another commercial real quick, man. I don't know if y'all mess with these Alanis. Those is fire too. The reserves are fire too. Bum 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 bum. All right, let me pull up. Let me go back to this game here. Damn, 102, 87. Yeah, I'm like 30 seconds behind on my television. LaMelo back in the game. At one point, it was the Hornets in the closing out the third were leading for like by a point or two, and then some shit just went wrong. Oh, and then your boys came back and took that off, man. As y'all join the chat, man, definitely go ahead and hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. If y'all join and we're watching this Hornets Clippers game in the final couple minutes, it looked like, oh damn, beautiful pass. Looked like the Hornets maybe about to go down here, 187 to 103. But we were just talking about that information that we broke on the channel a couple days ago, that the NBA had pretty much leaked some info on LaMelo being an NBA All-Star. Also, here's one of the things that I wanted to touch on when it comes to that situation. It really made me aware of, and this is what happens sometimes, right? Do you expect a 40-point game from LaMelo this season or not until next season? I think he got a 40-point game in him. It could happen at any time. I just think that their team is so deep that to me, it's hard for them or any of them to get a 40-point game. It's just like one of them just got to get hot from three, and then they just keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. So it'll happen, man. We'll see. I don't see a 40-point game. It could. I just what I'm saying is I wouldn't predict it. Like, damn, the next game he finna get a. I think you see another 30-point triple double. You know what I'm saying, before you see a 40-point game. But when he do hit the 40-point game, it's gonna be on one of those nights where he just shooting the damn lights out. Come on, Ish. Get out the game. I don't know what's going on, man. They can't figure out. Oh, yes. They got Ish Smith in there. I seen a lineup at some point today where it was Ish, Book Knight, and LaMelo all in the game at the same time. And they were down trying to like get some defensive stops. And let me see. I'm gonna say before I say this, I have not seen him make a shot. I'm sure he's made one shot at least. Oh, but that's what I was about to say. I ain't seen Ish Smith make a shot this entire game. I think it's not even that. We just need another center. We need a backup center. Plumlee just can't carry the whole load. I think Plumlee brings something to the game, right? You look at the box scoring him right now. You got 5 from 8 from the field, 10 rebounds, 5 offensive, 5 defensive, 4 assists, a steal. Obviously, we could use some blocks from him, but that's a solid night from your big man who is not like a That's a solid night from your big man who is not like an all-star big man, right? So anything better than that from your big who out there with you, damn, he in contention to be an all-star. And so I think that, you know what I mean, for what they need from him, he does all right. The issue is that you're going to get limited returns when you have a guy who is like, you're asking to do a lot, and then at some point, you know what I mean, the minutes, he just, you play him 10 minutes in a row, the next 5 minutes, you're not getting the same level of effort, athleticism out of him that you were getting in the previous 5 minutes. So it's nice to have another big who can come in there and provide something, and I think that that's where this team is missing. Literally right now, if you look at the roster here, There's one other, there's only, there's two people on this roster who are listed as true centers. Mason Plumlee and then Nick Richards. And Nick Richards ain't touched the game yet. No rim protection. That's a fact. That's what they need. You lost me with Plumlee. I'm out. I'm saying that I think that Plumlee is cool. He does his thing on the offensive end. Obviously, he could be more athletic, but they need another utility piece who provides the rim protection. They need a guy who is known for being I block shots, right? There's not many guys who they could go out and get, keep this roster constructed in a way that will win games, and you're bringing in the dude who's going to give you points, rebounds, and block shots. That guy is an NBA All-Star. That guy is all NBA talent. And I think like folks be like, man, we just need a dude. Bismack Biyombo right now. In last year, folks did not love Bismack at all. They didn't. We need somebody to rim protect. Now they got Bismack over there in Phoenix, playing probably more of his game, being an offensive minded kind of you know what I mean, a guy who can pick and roll with you and do something. And now he looking like, damn, when you look at the box score, you see somebody who is hooping. If you look at the Mason Plumlee block score tonight, minus the 0 for 4 from the free throw line, it looked like, damn, bro, you might have been hooping. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, we need an alternative guy. But there's not a lot of dudes, even like, well, we'd be like, we need to go get Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a fringe all-star. Miles Turner is a hooper, right? That's a guy who 25 teams in the NBA are like, yeah, we would be better if we go picked up Miles Turner. That's you know what I'm saying? That's my point is that there are certain dudes are like, we would be better if we went and got Ben Simmons. For sure. But damn near every team in the NBA could say that they would be better if you went and got Ben Simmons. Everybody can go get it. They need a big man that can shoot the three and defend. But see, I don't need. That's possible. You just get it. But who is that? What big man is a shot blocker and a three-point shooter at a high level? And they also need him to be athletic as well. Let me do this. I'm going to try something. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try this. And if it don't work, we just, you know what I mean? It just don't work. If you want to join the stream, you got some points and opinions. Let's hit this. Boom. I'm going to try this. I'm going to see if I can bring folks in via the StreamYard link. I just got in here, so I don't know what you've been talking about, but we need some bigs. We look like a damn JV team against the varsity squad. That's what we've been talking about. We're having a conversation about the bigs. And I was just saying we need some depth in the bigs, right? If we look at the roster here, we literally only have one traditional center. Or two, I'm sorry, we have two. But that's what I'm saying, Vooch. Vooch is an all-star big. They were trying to get Vooch into they calling Vooch the big three, right? It's not like everybody in the league is like, damn, if we had a Vooch, we'd be on top now, like a Bol. Okay. I feel like that's what something like the Hornets might need. A guy who's long and who can obviously the athleticism and all of that stuff is there. I just think that the problem that most folks is having with picking up Bol is they done such a good job of hiding him over in Denver that nobody knows what you're getting from Bol. Nobody knows. So, like, you can bring him in expecting, like, you know what I mean? But is he going to block a ton of shots? Is he going to be that defender? Is he big enough to handle some of the beating that these big boys are gonna put on it? It's like we don't even know. Folks ain't even see him play consistently. We got big JT Thor out here right now, just got out rebounded. What center do you want? I don't know. The center I want is I would love us to go get Anthony Davis. No, I'm playing. I don't know, man. Tell if you hit the StreamYard link, jump in here. Let me know who you think should be picked up. Let me see, man. Let's look at this. I think that here's my biggest issue oftentimes with this stuff, right? Is I think from what I see in the NBA could get Bagley. Yeah, there you go. I think that's the type of guy who this team would benefit from, right? You got a Mason Plumlee who is your big body boy, right? Hornets could use potently Taco Fall, but that's what I'm saying. Taco Fall is a guy who might give you some rim protection, but he's not giving you the 3-point shooting. And I don't think he's giving you like the freak athleticism that this team would want, right? Of being somebody who can run the court. Jackson, yes, I feel like he would be a good guy. I think that this Hornets team, if you're going to play center for this Hornets team, you got to, be athletic, right? Period. You don't even have, to me, I don't even think you got to be a stone cold 3-point shooter. You just have to be able to run the court enough to get easy buckets. You got to be able to make a tough catch in transition, plant your feet, and then go up and dunk the ball. Period. You got to be able to come off the pick and roll, jump, catch it, and dunk it. That's what you got to do. Number one thing. You cannot touch the court for this squad if you can't do that to me. Right? You need to be athletic enough to run with LaMelo and athletic enough to be a part of the situation. That's what I think that this team needs, right? From just spot one, right? Then I think when it comes to on the other side of that, right? Then you need a guy who can protect the rim, right? And if you were or let that shit. Now, honestly, I said this. I like Mason Plumlee. I like some of the stuff that he does. Let me say that. I think his game is incomplete. So I think if you have him and then now you bring in a dude who is like a Taco Fall guy who is like, damn, we got a super highway going to the rim. And we need somebody who can stand in there and protect it. Then I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I think you could bring in a big dude like Taco Fall, just one of these dudes who your job is to get rebounds and to make sure folks not just getting easy layups and dunks. But this like here is what I was saying with my man Michael Kwame is saying Adebayo would be dope. Adebayo would be amazing. That would be perfect scenario. Shooting is what you need. Miles with no 3-point shooting is what you need. Yeah, you need you need somebody. It would be nice to have somebody that athletic, but also bigger. Miles is cool, but he's not big enough to be like the guy who you know what I mean, holding down your defensive presence in the paint. You need somebody much bigger than that. Let me see this, man. I need somebody to tap in with this StreamYard link. I want to see if this works. Right? So if I can still have this set up, but then I can bring folks in via StreamYard, that'd be a game changer. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Taco Fall is too slow to run with the Hornets on most nights, right? But I think like if you find yourself in one of these games where shit is getting slow, right? Like what we see, what's your boy name? Borrego been doing this thing lately where Aiden would be nice, but that's what I'm saying. Like Aiden, Adebayo, these are all all-star guys, right? These are all guys who on any team would be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I think that we need to find somebody, and this is why you end up with a Mason Plumlee. This is why you end up with a Cody Zeller. This is why you end up with a Bismack Biyombo, is because it's harder. It's not a lot of Aitons. Everybody can't go get a Karl Anthony Towns. I remember at the beginning of the season they were saying we should go get Karl Anthony Towns. Everybody can't go get a DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? The list of those dudes here. Sun Center Ayton, right? Because if you go get an Ayton, then now you got to give up your whole roster to go pull that move. Right? So let's think if you go get a DeAndre Ayton, Miles Bridges got to go. You're probably a P. I don't know. Damn, I think Miles Bridges is hooping to a point where a straight up trade. Yes, here we go. This is a good list here. Murgod 77. Let me make sure if anybody. All right. We got somebody over here. Hello. Let me make sure. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me see if I got you on the screen. Say something.
How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. AB the Hero, you're doing fantastic job, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me see your name. It's EBM.
EBM.
All right, EBM. All right, cool. Where you tapping in from?
Missouri.
Yeah, straight up. I spent some time out in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool little spot.
All the way from Tanzania, East Africa. That's
okay.
Where I was born, yeah.
All right, cool. So, what you got on this conversation, man? You did you just watch this game, the Clippers Hornets game?
No, I just joined now. I watched the previous one.
Okay.
One.
Yeah. All right, cool. So what's your thoughts on this Hornets organization and everything that they got going?
So far, to me, they're in the right direction, though sometimes they get confused. You see, sometimes LaMelo is already doing good job, but then you take him out. So sometimes there are so many things they don't make sense. And I've been following you, and you do give a good analysis, and you see, like, are they really wanted to win? Are they going to do, or they're just like doing some restrictions? But so far, they are doing good job. They are going to do, obviously, on the playoff, they are going to do well in East. So they are not going to win the East, but they're going to make a very big noise so far. But I believe for the next season, the next year, if they add at least one more person, they might go to the final.
Yeah. When you say one more person, are you of the belief that like a lot of folks that one more person got to be a big?
For me, yes, must be someone like, for instance, like they have a lot of injury. Let's say, I'm giving an example. Let's say if they, but the problem is sometimes to bring someone like who like, I mean, you cannot bring James Harden over there. Obviously, that will be difficult for the available. But they need someone also a little bit big, someone who can be able to help them. Because the compatibility so far for Melo is doing well with Bridges and other folks, but it's not like Gordon and other people. They don't work well together, and he has been injured most of the time. So it's just to find someone who can come just to have another, like to have like at least 4 guys. If one is out, you have 3 who are good. But yeah, so that's what I see.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're in like this weird position because they have depth, right? They've got a few guys who can score, right? Any night, you never know who's going to be the dude who's going to give you 20, 30 points, right? Between let me pull this up. I'm trying to figure out the best way to set up this cam here. But so, man. All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Any night, you never know who's going to be that guy for this team, right? You have you might have. All right, hold on. I'm gonna mess something up. I didn't mess something up. So you got Oubre who might go off one night, right? You got let's pull this here. All right, man. You got Oubre who might go off. You got let's see. Dun, dun, dun. You got Terry Rozier who might score 100 points one night. You got Miles Bridges who might go off for 100 points one night. And then randomly out of nowhere, Gordon Hayward will go for 57 points a night. You know what I'm saying? But then the problem with this team though is all of those guys are then at some point, damn, they're playing your center, right? And then you only got one Mason Plumlee. And I think that every blue moon, Mason Plumlee has one of those nights where it's like, okay, all right, Mason, I see you. I see what you're doing right there. I see what you did with that one. And then as he does that, I mean, all right, let's try to. All right, sorry, man. I done tried to be too fancy over here. Then got this screen. There we go. Let's try. Then I brought the screen over here. I can't even get it off the thing to get it to the other spot. Hold up, all right, up. Nope, that didn't work either. All right. I done got too fancy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so I agree with you though. I think like it's just they need somebody, and like you're saying, you could go get one of these all-star, really good dudes who would probably impact what's going on. But I think when you bring in certain players, if you go and get a DeAndre Ayton, and now or like you said, a James Harden or somebody of that caliber, what you actually are doing is you switching up the dynamic of the whole entire team, right? Because now you got James Harden out here, and all right, here we go. What's going on? I froze it. You got James Harden out here, and now we need a new team. You know what I'm saying? You go get DeAndre Ayton, and now all of a sudden we need we got to switch. He needs shots tonight. You know what I'm saying? Now Mason Plumlee just taking what he gets. So he got 8 shots tonight. He cool with that. You go get Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo need 12. You got to go run a play for him. You got to go do something else. So now on the nights where you might have 40 from Miles Bridges, you could go get a 20 from Rozier. You know what I'm saying? You're taking the ball out of those guys' hands and you're putting it in the hands of one of these bigs who maybe you were not anticipating building your whole package around. But now you got to, because you got a all-star caliber guy. There you go. You still there? Let me see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying maybe another, I mean, it's not a bigger one, but another way also, which they are not doing, obviously, is the cheaper, easiest option. For instance, if you see, even if Jello doesn't play a lot of minutes for the Swamp, but if you see the defense part of him, if he comes to honest and is going there and to play just like the defense part, he will be able to help them a lot, so that they can, Rozier and everybody will be, Bridges will be able to do more on the front end a lot, and you have a very good defender here. So that will be able to help, because he does, I mean, G3 doesn't need a lot of time with the ball. If he gets 1-2, he's going to shoot. You can get 10 points in every time, but you will get a very good defensive person at the back. So that will be something. It's not going to change the dynamic of the team, but in the end, you are safe in one way or another. You don't change the team, and you still can get 10 points, 15 points from one guy, but you have that back end. You have a solid person.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the Jello situation, man, is such a tough one, because he is like an elite shooter, right? He is an elite shooter. And I think that any team can typically, to me, it's mind-blowing to me, because I think anybody would be like, hell yeah, a shooter, come on. But it is, to me, what I'm realizing is more about what you just said, right? Is a lot of these teams, like they need that big defender guy. We'll bring you in because we need you to be able to be a defender first, and then if you get open, we know you'll knock it down. And so the tough part is, to me, in the NBA, and I think what's tough for him is his game is, if you had to rate it, I don't think that he's a horrible defender or a bad defender. I just think that if you put it on a scale to 1 to 10, like his shooting to me is 9.5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give him some credit on there. His shooting is up there. And then on the other side, we go defense. I think that even just like, not just the physical aspects of playing defense, but more so like understanding, do you understand the defensive calls, assignments, and all of that, right? It's the stuff that when we hear people talk about, like the growing pains of being a new guy in the NBA, you got to learn the defensive system and all of that stuff. And then also you got to have the physical attributes to be able to play defense. I feel like at best in his first season in the G League, he probably like a 5 on the defensive end. And then so what's hard for him is, probably hard for a lot of these NBA teams to make the call, is if you're a team who's like, damn, we need a defender, you probably could go to the G League somewhere and get one of these guys who probably is an 8 defender, but they probably a 5 shooter. And so it's like, we need somebody who's going to give us an 8 defender, and then you're a 5 shooter, but you're really only shooting 2 times a game anyway. So even if you miss them, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I think like right now he in that situation where the guy who's the 8 defender is trumping his 10 shooter, because most teams are not going to bring in, even though it don't make sense. It sounds counterproductive to me of like, a dude can shoot, so why not bring him in? But most teams to me are not like, we're going to bring this guy in the G League and then we're going to give him a ton of shots because we know he's a shooter like that. You know what I mean? You got to find a lucky situation. Like, what's the boy, Duncan from Miami? White dude who just is like, shoot the lights out, and then they allow him to grow into whatever he is today. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Also, if like, for instance, I'm giving an example. If you say you look like Gary Payton the second, whatever, for Golden State, among the other things helped a lot of Golden State, his main job was to be a defender.
Yeah.
And then now he's going forward also because he's with the other people. He's just going to be a shooter or just dunking few times here and there. That's what they need. Like, you don't need to change the dynamic of the team, but you can have that person, like, like in that way.
Yeah, which is why I think I remember when Jello first got in, he was playing in the summer league and all of that stuff. One of the things that most people like really credited him for was the fact that he would take off running. Oh, I just thought of something. He would take off running and be like the guy who you know what I'm saying? Like the rebound to go and he just out in transition, right? It was the small intangible things that you could tell that he was trying to get picked up for being the guy who did. So it wasn't even just like he was like, all right, man, I'm going to wait for my opportunity to shoot. We saw him like challenging shots, running around, and then like really trying to do those small things. Let me say something. I see that there's somebody waiting in the on the StreamYard, and if you can hear me, if you're waiting on the StreamYard, I'm trying to get to you, but my screen is froze. So I can't get to you to let you in yet. So just hold on 1 second, and then I got to open up another thing and then pull you in that way. But I see you there, so just sit tight for a second. But yeah, let me see. So let's see. There's a few folks in the chat right now, and I can't even scroll the chat. Boy, I was trying to get you up on the screen or whatnot, and then I accidentally froze the whole computer up. But not the whole computer, but just screen here, so now I can't even scroll back to see what folks are saying in the chat. Let's see. Hornets need to trade Hayward, Plumlee, Bridges for Embiid. No way. No. First of all, the 76ers would never let go of Embiid for that. Embiid is a franchise altering player. The combination of Gordon Hayward, Mason Plumlee, and Bridges is not going. If that was going to win you a championship, then the Hornets would be in prime. They wouldn't even let it go. You know what I mean? Embiid you might mess around and sneak a championship with an Embiid caliber player. So they not finna make that. They not finna do that one. But I like where your head is at. Let's see. What do you think? You think the Hornets would be better with Embiid?
No. First of all, they're not going to sell him.
Yeah.
Even let's say, no. I mean, because yes, at the moment, arrival of Melo has helped just like more into entertaining, honest to people to watch it, but it reaches a point. Still is not competitive because Embiid is just looking for championship right now.
Yeah.
So if you bring someone there, is someone who is ready to wait. I mean, within 2 to 3 years to go to the final. So I don't know if they can. I mean, to attract that player, it takes time. I mean,
yeah.
At this point, for instance, LeBron can go anywhere as long as there is a solid team, like just a good surrounding him. He can play in any team. So
yeah,
maybe that. I mean, maybe he has no problem to move because for Lakers, they allow who to leave.
Yeah, it was good, AB.
All right, there we go. I got you in there, Flight.
Yeah, what's the deal, man? I appreciate you letting me on, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. I couldn't like I seen. I don't know. I assume it was just the same person there, but my computer froze on my main laptop, so I couldn't get. It won't even like it. Somehow it hasn't crashed, but it's still up. So I know you were sitting there for a minute, but I had to open up another. And you know how you can open up StreamYard for multiple computers. So I'm glad. But no, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah. I wanted to fill in on some things that you guys were discussing about LiAngelo Ball. I pretty much echo all your statements, especially the gentleman here, EBM Scholars, and yourself, AB, when you were discussing Jello and how all of these. I believe, me personally, in my heart of heart, Jello could be utilized on all 30 teams in the league. His skill set could be utilized everywhere because he shoots the ball at such an elite level, and also defensively, it could be some growth there. But another thing, it's not a lot of guys defending like that as well, you know. So to hold that on LiAngelo Ball, I think is just a huge disservice, and it must stop. LiAngelo Ball, I'm telling you, he's going to make it to the NBA. I'm telling whether it's this year, next year, it's going to happen, you know. So just book it. Go ahead, AB.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think that LiAngelo, I think he's going to get into the NBA. I think part of his story and because he has so much notoriety, like we get to see him go to the G League, and then we get to see him not get as many minutes. You know what I mean? Everybody's watching that. But if you really look at how many guys who play significant minutes in the NBA right now, and who probably walked a similar path to LiAngelo Ball, I'm sure it's a decent amount. You know what I mean? Like, you see guys all of the time who go to the G League, look at even the Hornets roster right now. Obviously, we seen Vernon Carey last year get some G League minutes, get bumped up to the thing, and now he can barely sniff the court in the NBA, right? But he's probably somebody who is going to make his way on a team here eventually. What's the name? The big down in played for IU, like Indiana University. Then he went over to got drafted by the Lakers. Thomas Bryant is his name, and then he played for the Washington Wizards right now. Thomas Bryant coming out of college, highly ranked, all of this stuff. Went to Los Angeles, and he was in the G League for them. It was barely sniffing. You know what I mean? Never made. I don't know if he probably played. In the season or two he was in LA, probably got on the court with the Lakers 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But now is playing significant minutes in Washington. So I don't know. I think this G League stuff, man, is just it's a journey. You just got to be ready for it. And I think that Jello just on his road. You know what I'm saying? So it's coming.
Absolutely. I wanted to follow something up on that point. When is the G League season over with? Do you know?
I'm not sure the exact date. I will say that I know that this a regular season though was probably like 30 games or so. Right.
Because I was thinking maybe it could be an opening because after the trade deadline, some pickups. Because I'm hearing, I don't know for sure, but somebody told me, I don't want to put it out there because it could be a rumor, but somebody told me that some openings should be up and Jello it might be a better chance for him to get picked up. If that's the case, it may not be with necessary. Of course, we want him with the Hornets. And then I want to ask you another point. What's your thoughts on Jello possibly going to a different team? Because if that's the case, let's say he was to go to a team that's losing. What if they sent him to Houston to close out the season? What would you feel about that?
I think when you say a different team, you mean like a different G League organization or just like to be in a different full NBA situation?
God, I'm sorry.
I would say I think any place. All right, I don't. I think that's tough, right? Because if the Hornets have him like in a situation where there's a plan for him, you know what I mean? So like if I'm like being objective and really thinking about Jello and his trajectory, right? It's not missed on me that Jello has not played basketball in 3+ years. You know what I'm saying? Like this is his first like full go you on the squad since 2018. His last time hooping was I had the video, I had reposted it. We was in Romania with JBA USA. It's the last time he suited up for a team before he did in the summer league. So like if the Hornets is like, all right, bro, you a hooper. We see it. You a little rough around the edges. Let us spend the season working you, getting you right, getting you up to speed on the NBA basketball and all of this stuff. And then next season, when we roll out the situation, you're gonna have a chance to like have the summer league. You'll be featured. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen that with a couple of the guys who they had in their system for a minute. And then like, yo, the closeout and next G League season, we're gonna start you down there. But you know what I'm saying? It'll be your moment type of thing. If that's the setup they got for him, which from what I was hearing is not, they have not discussed like a plan or anything. Most people just don't even know what they're doing between game to game and minute to minute for him. So, but if behind the scenes they just ain't broke that to him and that's the plan, then I could see wanting to stay in the situation that they got right here, and then hopefully eventually, you know what I'm saying, like having it not having to start over, you know what I mean, meet a whole new coaching staff. You got your brother up the road, like maybe being able to link up like that. But if that's not the case, in the perfect world, that would be the case. It's probably not the case. I think that if a team called him today and said, Jello, we closing out the season. I'm gonna be honest with you. We need to sell some tickets. We know we put you on that court. Folks gonna show up. They're gonna buy the jerseys. They're gonna boo woo woo. We ain't even really trying to win no games. We just need some hoopers. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopping on a plane if I'm Jello and I'm going out there to put on the showcase. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, that's that, right? I think it's just he could find himself in different situations. There could be another team who like, yo, we really trying to win the G League championship. We know you'll shoot the ball. We need you to come in here for 15 minutes a night and just, you know what I mean, get it up 5, 6, 7 shots. But we gonna guarantee you some minutes. I don't know. I think you gotta do that too. I feel like he in the space where anybody who say Jello Ball, you're going to play basketball for us on a consistent basis, I feel like he gotta make the move. But
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. That's me. What do you think? Have you, my man EBM? Are you familiar with Flight? You know Flight Sports TV, one of the legends in the community and all of that stuff. What do you think on that Jello take? Would you, if you if he had an opportunity to switch teams and maybe not, you know what I'm saying, be
For
this
me,
close to
like,
playing with Melo.
yeah, the best for he, I mean, like, for instance, like if two teams, like over Charlotte and Chicago, for me, I see if you put with a relative, like with the Lonzo or Melo, obviously you have higher chances for him to succeed because they played it together for a longer time. They know the system, they know how to run one another. So for me, like these two have higher chances of having him. So, for instance, like Chicago, they have so many injuries, and if they keep going to the nearby to the playoff, they have to delay other players so that they can Caruso can come back maybe in the playoff or whatever time to be fit. So, obvious to get Jello to Chicago or to be in Charlotte, that will be ideal if you really want to use him for success of your team. But if like Rockets, they want just for the matter, okay, let's go to continue to be relevant just to finish the season, you can still use him. You can sell the jersey. It will be a win-win situation just for the remainder of the season while you are waiting for the next. And for him, he will have more opportunities to go to other teams on the off season at that particular time because you have more time. I know some teams or managers, they start some feeling, oh, he hasn't played for a longer time. The same reasons, which were stupid reasons, they said about Melo, oh, he hasn't played for college, but he played with the grown-up people in Australia. And he proved them wrong after arriving to show he was the most, even, I mean, obviously the guy from Timberwolves, whoever is playing well, but he plays at higher level than many people who were projected because they went to college. Because how many games even in the college? They're just a few games. So yes, he hasn't played in many games compared to the other people because he was injured, but now he's playing well. Like even if he's just assume for those 4 minutes he's in the game, what is the impact does this person give to you? So that is, I think, it will be it's just like does this person has the potential of succeeding? Because I can play like so many minutes, I can play so many games, but these games sometimes you can see they played with because LeBron came from high school to NBA. Kobe came, but in high school he played well. He played some games, he got injured. The point is he injury prone than the rest? But to play, he knows how to play. He has been playing all his life. So I don't think that they can use more against him. Some people, they are jealous. Oh, 3 kids from the same family, and let's delay him. So some people, they're just that way.
Yeah.
And
I totally agree.
Yeah. I think I feel like the Jello story is so interesting to me because the goalpost for him always moves, right? I remember maybe a year or two ago, I'm having this conversation with people, and they telling me, yo, Jello ain't even good enough to be in the G League. He ain't even a G League player. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no chance. He hadn't played ball, and like they were using that same like notion of he hadn't played in a year and a half at that point. There's no way if he was good enough, he would at least be playing XYZ place, right? And then fast forward, he got the shot with the OKC Thunder. COVID happens, you know what I'm saying? The season goes by, and then now he go to Detroit for a minute. That don't work out. But even the Detroit, when he went to camp, that was supposed to never happen, right? There's a group of people who you talk to, and that never was supposed to happen. He ain't never even going to get to camp. He not even going to do this thing. And then so when it came to even this season of playing in the summer league, it was never going to happen. Playing on the G League team, period, was never going to happen. And so I have been one who have always kind of championed the fact that like it's due time, right? There are things that like literally in the real world that you have to hurdles that you got to get over in order for stuff to happen. I think like the situation with the injuries he was dealing with was like a real issue that he had to get over, you know what I mean? Healing himself up in order to open up one door. That door got open, and it's obvious to me that whenever he was in OKC, he did something good enough to where folks the same way when he played in the summer league, they say, wait a minute, this boy NBA player. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually can hoop. Then you fast forward, you see him, he went to Detroit. He was there for a minute. But if you go to Detroit and you in that training camp, even if you get cut and you're not good enough, like they go, somebody get on the phone call and say, hey man, y'all had Jello up there. What was it looking like? You know what I'm saying? And then they make a call and then some things happen or don't happen. But when I look at every situation that he's been in, even listening to the Hornets coach talk about him over the summer and just practicing with them and them saying, yo, we watched him in practice and all of us, we notice he's a shooter. He can score. And they give him an opportunity. I think that this G League thing to me, I think that it for some people it's like, damn, like they messing it up, or you know what I mean, they fumbling the bag, which I am one of those who I think that they fumbling the bag, and the opportunity of having him really help elevate that portion of the organization. But I'm also like, I try to be realist and enough to say that like there is probably an actual hurdle or some moment that he's got to get over in order to unlock the next step. You know what I'm saying? And I think that behind the scenes, I'm just hoping that he's showing up enough to where it like is happening. The thing that I said before the season start, and it seems to be holding true a bit, is in order for Jello to be successful in the league in this thing, because I was saying I can't imagine that they just like roll the ball to him and say, this is your team. I was saying he's gonna have to be the guy who like can come off the bench, not play the first, like warm up before the game. The game starts, 7 minutes done went by. You come in, you got an opportunity to knock down the three, you got to hit it. You might get 2 3-point shots an entire game. In order for people to really classify him as the shooter that he is, he gonna have to do, you know what I mean? He gonna have to be able to do that. And not you take a shot in the second quarter, you have to wait 3 more quarters before you get another shot, and then you got to knock it down. So then your shooting percentage looks like 50% from the 3-point line, 60% from the free throw line, 3-point line. He's going to have to do that. And he's been doing that. And I think that in itself will open up, you know what I'm saying, opportunities for the future. But I think that is stuff that people can't see right now.
But if I add something on that, one of the biggest thing, if you were the manager or you were the owner, to trust Jello more is to see his mental toughness. First of all, he's a matured person, has been raised to be a pro. But the situation in which he has currently at G League, to be sit at the bench and you are that famous, you have brothers who are playing at higher level, and you don't complain, you still have the very good attitude, you come in the game 2 minutes and you use those 2 minutes well, it shows that this person is a very trustworthy person. He can be part of the organization, because some people after being on the bench, like you bring someone 2 minutes left, obviously they're going to waste their time, like, okay, but the guy comes there, whatever is given 3-5 minutes in the entire game, he comes with the same energy and he has no complaint. If they tell him sit down, he's sitting down. He comes there all the time. He say, my mental toughness is I'm ready. Whatever the minute I am given is just to go into play. So that means this person has been ready for that. So I don't know why people are still waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I
agree with everything I said.
Yeah. It is. I feel like he has shown some decent intangibles, right? Because it's a tough spot to be in. But I think it's so tough because it's like this, and it's like the gift and the curse of being in the eye of the public, like LaMelo, Zoe, and Jello is, right? It's the same thing. I hear people, we get into a debate over whether Lonzo is playing good basketball or not. And like, The man, even like at the lowest point of the season when he was giving you 12, 5, and 5, right? And folks is trying to convince that he like is a bust or trash because he giving you, when the reality is, damn, if you go through the NBA rosters, it's not a lot of dudes who giving you 25 and 5. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a lot of guys who consistently hit that stat line, right? Even like you have, like, the biggest comparison that folks always have with Zoe is Hall of Famer Jason Kidd. His career stat line, it ain't like it's super, you know what I mean? It ain't like 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. It's something like what is this? Like 14, 8, and 8 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like nothing crazy. But I think because we are watching so much, we see like, oh damn, this game here you only score 9. This game you score 15, and then you just get to see it all the time, right? I say all that to say, when you look at the G League, there are a ton of guys. I did a video about it a while back where you look at the guys who in this year's G League draft who were drafted in the top 10 or so. There's a lot of them who play similar minutes to LiAngelo Ball. Dudes who got drafted before him who were playing actually less than Jello was playing, but we don't, like, everybody's not watching that. So what is happening with Jello seems unusual or abnormal for most of us. But then, like, truthfully, that's just the way that they do business sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Which don't mean that it's right, but it's like sometimes it kind of is what it is. They got a way that, you know what I mean, they work it in, and you know what I mean, we don't understand it. But I don't know. So I think the time will come. It's the same shit with I'm looking at the All-Star, and folks are telling me like Darius Garland and Fred VanVleet are should be in the All-Star game over LaMelo Ball. But then like I'm comparing statistics, and which oftentimes people are looking at that as being like what is most important, and then they say, oh, but the statistics don't tell the whole story. You know what I'm saying? I was on Twitter, I wanted to pull it up. Now, like I said, my shit froze. Somebody had put together a highlight, a little package of when Darius Garland and LaMelo Ball played head to head this season. LaMelo gave him 30. And damn near had a triple double. Darius Garland had a decent game. He had about 16 points. And somebody said, oh, this is just like a LaMelo stand to pull up clips from a game that happened 3 months ago. And I'm like, yo, this is the last time they played this season. You know what I'm saying? Like, the goalposts had moved as if like I was talking about a game that was 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, but this you ain't going to show you ain't going to talk actual basketball. You just going to show clips. I don't know. It just is. It's just that they so many people watching them, whereas the point I'm trying to make is you only hear Darius Garland's name when he has a game that is like amazing, right? So if once a week you have a game that's a 30-point triple double, and they say, damn, Darius Garland hooping. If you a casual, you like, yo, I've been hearing Darius Garland name a lot, man, and they doing really good. Whereas if LaMelo have a 30-point game and you hear about that, they like, yo, LaMelo gave you a 30-point piece, but then he have a 15-point game and you hear about that, then you say, damn, he had a 15-point game, then you have a 20-point game. What you're actually hearing is inconsistency, right? Because you done heard every moment. You like, he playing okay, but he's up and down. His shooting percentage is up and down. But then you don't even hear that Darius Garland gave you 30, but then gave you 10, then gave you know what I mean? So I think that's the part of being under the eye of all of us and then watching so intently that is like a bit of a disadvantage, because even when it comes to All-Star voting, I have people in my Twitter mentions saying, I'm a LaMelo fan, but and I watch all of his games, but I don't think he deserved to be an All-Star. And it just blow my mind even when you compare the statistics and you look at the numbers, they were like, but he had that one game where he didn't do as hot. And you can't recall a Darius Garland game when he didn't do as hot because you don't watch him night in and night out basis. But that's what I'm saying. What do y'all think? Do y'all have some takes on this all-star situation and where that's going?
So far on the reserve, to me, I still have higher percentages. Melo will be there, and he has to be there. The point, yes, we can look on the numbers, but also what impact do you put into the team? If you look, the entire Charlotte depends on Melo, whether you like it or not. So, yes, LaVine is doing well. I'm giving an example. But arrival of other players like Caruso, DeRozan, whatever, Lonzo, reduced the impact of LaVine in Chicago Bulls. So if you cannot have all like Lonzo, DeRozan, and LaVine at the same time, sometimes it becomes difficult. But the impact of Melo, if still statistics are very good into how you contribute to your team to win, how you yourself, the numbers are there. But the way you are taking that one is just like everybody is enjoying the game. So you are the face of not only of the team, but you are starting to transcend to become the face of the league. Because apart from the fame of LeBron or whatever, because now you take like the magic part, like magic how he was playing, but this one in the next 2 years, Curry will be the old guy and everybody. So LaMelo is the one who will be the face of the entire NBA. But right now, what he's doing something which are already at higher level. When he got injured on his rookie year, Charlotte went down. He came back, you saw the revival. He comes now, he's just destroying the Bucks. He destroyed, the first game. You see like the impact when he's in the game. And even like people want to watch, they enjoy. So those are the things you look at, all those kind of things, the impact do you have into the entire game. Like not like, for instance, let's use the Ja. Ja is doing a fantastic record. But when he got injured, he was out. The team didn't lose the game. So yes, you did a great job, but your impact on the team is not outstanding. Yes, your numbers are high, even better than when D-Rose was MVP. It's better than that, but you are not MVP.
Yeah.
But how LaMelo is playing at higher level of the entire team depends on you. And I was watching one day, the one guy said, when LaMelo takes the ball, the entire team plays different because everybody IQ goes up. They run so fast because they determine the ball can come from any angle. But if it's not there, they slow down. So there is the way of how the team, they completely change because of one person. And that's for me is being all-star.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that to me, like what you said, that's all-star, right? And I think that from what I can tell from most folks, right, there's a difference between being an all-star and being all NBA, right? And being an all-star, to me, encompasses part of like what you're saying, right? It's your impact. It's the statistics that you have. It's that when people watch, you know what I mean? Can they see what you're doing and are you like exciting them and all of that, right? All-star is more of its popularity, but it's intangibles behind it, right? When you're all NBA, it's just statistics, right? It's like, are you the leading scorer? You know what I'm saying? Or are you getting the most blocks? Are you doing this? Are you assists? Are you this? Are you in this all NBA? You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. But I think like what you're saying as far as impact on the game, those are things that I guess there's a metric for it somewhere. But there's not like an actual metric that says, man, like that can measure what you said about Ja, where that team was winning when he's not in the game. But then when he gets in the game, it feels different, right? When Memphis is a good team, Ja Morant or no Ja Morant, but you put Ja Morant on the court, and now I want to go watch him play. You know what I mean? They probably still gonna win just as much as they would, but without him. But now all of a sudden, I want to be out there and I want to see it happen. If you play in Memphis, there's a difference between how I feel on this team when Ja's on the court and when he's not. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part of what is what makes it an all-star. But we got somebody else join here, the Pope in the building. What's up, man? I thought he might be off. But so I think that's an interesting tape, man. It is deep like that. There's so many different accolades that you can get when you're an NBA player or a professional athlete and all of that stuff, and all of them probably have much different like considerations. So you even think about what D Rose, when D Rose was doing what D Rose was doing many moons ago, even though like statistically like there are probably guys who the Trae Youngs of the world probably statistically are eclipsing what D Rose was doing. You know what I mean? At a young age. I was looking at Trae Young is like 27, 9, and 4 or something like that. That's a crazy stat line. And folks were saying that Darius Garland should be ahead of him when it comes to all-star stuff. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. It just is. It's just a different world we live in. It's like with Russell Westbrook many moons ago when he did the triple-double for a full season. And that first time he did it, he was an MVP. The second, third time he did it, he wasn't even in the conversation to be an MVP anymore. You know what I mean? So it's funny how things change. AB, what do you think Melo's done better than Garland this season to give him the edge? I think, now let me, in full disclosure here, because this is the point Semi was making earlier, is that's a hard one for me to answer because, for one, I'm not tapped into the Cleveland Cavaliers games, right? So I can tell you where Melo has exceeded this season, but I can also tell you where he has room for improvement this season. I added you to the thing, Pope. Oh, I see. He fell off and then he got back on. All right, so I can tell you the different nuances of LaMelo's game. I can't necessarily give you the nuances of a Darius Garland game, right? I think that most people who, to me, champion him at this moment, champion him so much at this moment because he just been on a really good run as of late, right? The team is playing really well. It's all of the positives and all of that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. So it's hard for me to answer that question. So I could tell you that my man LaMelo, obviously, when it comes to point totals, they damn near the same. When it comes to rebounds, LaMelo's got the edge. When it comes to assists, I think Garland has got a bit of an edge. I think I saw in the one clip I was looking at the statistics that Melo got the edge in PER. Obviously, Garland got their team is playing better right now. But same thing. I heard some folks talking about how when it comes to the Hornets, obviously they got ravaged by health and safety protocols at one point that allowed their team to slip, but they still only maybe 2 or 3 games where they lost today, so it's hard to call it. But we got my man Flight is back, and we got the Pope in the building.
Yep. What's good, bro?
What's up? What's up? What are y'all thoughts on today's conversation? Are you all?
What, on Melo or Jello or just overall on everything?
So I think right now we kind of transitioned into this talk about and the All-Star situation, right? So part of what I recently saw is when we found a little clip of the NBA basically saying LaMelo is an All-Star, I was shocked because there were some folks who were disappointed, like, damn, LaMelo, I mean, he hooping, but there's dudes who deserve it more. And those dudes being, I think, VanVleet and also Darius Garland. So I wanted to get y'all take on whether or not that's
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we putting these guys in the same breath as LaMelo. But I will say this about Cleveland: I do believe that they're here to stay. You know, they're going to be around for a while. Him and LaMelo, they're going to have some rivalries. You know, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be important for the Hornets to make sure they have a nice team surrounding them, because Cleveland, I think they can possibly flip Colin Sexton. Like, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. But just for this season, it's crazy that you're saying that these people should be ahead of LaMelo Ball, that you've heard that, you know, just in my opinion.
yeah.
Well, see, and that's what I was confused when I seen Lavar Ball pushing Garland to get into the All-Star game more than LaMelo even. What you think about that?
That's somebody mentioned that a while back. From what I understand from that is, like, LaVar does the cameo, and so that video that came out, folks made it seem like LaVar had just randomly was in an interview and then started talking about Darius Garland. But I think that somebody paid to and asked, hey, what do you think of Darius Garland? And he said, yo, Darius Garland is a hooper. He should be an NBA All-Star, such and such. He just kind of gave his honest opinion on that. So I think that that's what I saw from that. But
even with
so,
knowing, as smart as he is, knowing that Darius Garland is battling a spot in the All-Star game with his son, you think that was smart of him to do?
I think that the thing that folks don't give LaVar credit for is he just a real dude. Like, if he thinks Darius Garland is a hooper, he not going to diminish him to, like, because he like think he's going to give LaMelo edge. LaVar think that LaMelo is going to get in there regardless of who is good or who is bad. So I don't think that he was thinking about it that way, but I don't know.
But see, you gotta just us being realistic, especially myself, me knowing LaVar ain't watching no damn Darius Garland. He too busy to sit down and be watching Darius Garland. All he could do is look at Darius Garland's stats, just like a lot of us, because a lot of us don't follow Darius Garland. We know he hooping. We know the Cavaliers is in a good position, but we not sitting down watching Darius Garland. So, if anything, I mean, with him having to, watch LiAngelo keep up with that, Melo keep up with that, Zoe, and launching, the new BBB and all of that type of stuff, I doubt very seriously he watched Darius Garland. So he talking out the side of his neck, honestly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not promoting. I ain't even heard him do a cameo like that on just LaMelo Ball. I heard him do the Ball Stars to vote both of the boys in.
Yeah.
But never just solo. Look, LaMelo is out there killing, and he definitely deserves to be an All-Star. I ain't heard him say nothing, but I hear him saying Darius Garland, vote him in. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. A cameo is like, if you wanted, let's say if it's your birthday, and I could go on the app and say, I want to pay LaVar to say something nice about the Pope. And the Pope's favorite team is the Los Angeles Lakers. And then he get on there and say, hey, the Pope, it's your birthday, man. Shout out to your favorite team, the Los Angeles Lakers. They hooping and doing well, man. I hope that, you know what I mean? That's what it is. So it's a bit different. You know what I'm saying? Than like a random statement.
I would say that. I'd be like, if it's his birthday or something, or shout out Darius Garland. I see you getting your game up and everything like that, but I'm not about to tell you to vote him into the All-Star when I need you to vote LaMelo Ball in. And I know they battling for that very spot.
Yeah.
That's just not smart. I just don't, as a businessman that he is, and especially if you promoting anybody, it should be that one of one. And you can give your props for sure. I mean, give your props. Darius needs his props. If they ask him about it, we pay you, say something smooth. Yeah, he hooping, man. He got the Cavaliers looking right, along with Mobley and them other dudes. But he the point guard of that. He looking good, and that'd be that. But talking about voting him in the All-Star, what if he get voted in and LaMelo is out just on the account of extra heads? Because it went crazy on Twitter. Like, it was heads that was, oh, okay, LaVar talking smart and this, that, and the other. It's like, what?
Yeah, I think it's hard, man, because I feel like if you compare one video about Darius Garland to the years and years of promo from Lavar on LaMelo and all of them stuff is like not comparable to me. But I get what you're saying. Like, I think that I don't know. I think that whoever, if he thought of that, I don't think he was thinking like, I'm gonna say this and then it's gonna go crazy on Twitter or people gonna do it. I think it's just like a personal message. And I don't know, man. I can't even tell you because whenever I went out there with them for a little bit, I'm trying to think if we watched like any other games. And I don't think that we like he made time, like you said, to watch LaMelo hoop, and Jello and I think, well, not LaMelo. LaMelo was in health and safety protocols at the time, but Zoe and Jello and all of that stuff. So I can't say that, he probably watched a ton of Darius Garland whenever, but I think just like me, I probably have only seen them if they played the Cavs or something. I mean, played the Hornets, but so I can't. But if you ask me, is Darius Garland hooping? I can say, yeah, Darius Garland is hooping and probably is in the All-Star race. But it's just regurgitated information that I got from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably what it sounds like is could have been what happened there. But I don't know. I don't think that he's taking it as serious as maybe some other folks had took it. But like I said, I also think that he's somebody who is like, if he does think that Darius Garland is hooping, he's not going to diminish Darius Garland like that. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't either. I just wouldn't tell you to vote him when I know that's something that's, team ball. We need y'all to vote team ball. So I give him his flowers, but I ain't going to tell you to vote him into the All-Star basically over my boys. That's not happening. And he's smart enough to know everything he say people hang on, and he know that's gonna go viral. He can say that the moon is yellow today, and it's gonna go viral. So he a smart guy.
Yeah.
But I think Melo definitely deserves to be in the All-Star game without a shadow of a doubt. That's it's a no-brainer to a lot of us. And it's crazy that the a lot of it lies in fans' hands, and we don't really know how that system worked with the voting on the inside tip. so
Yeah.
We just gotta wait and see, man. Do our dues and wait to see. But man, he been balling.
Been hooping.
Yeah, he been hooping, man. I mean, this team is sad that the coach JB thinks everybody else is the highlight of the team, and it's silly how even Terry Rozier watching today and watching other games, he's 6 foot tall and he got the heart of a 6'7" dude, but he just not that. You're not 6'7", 6'8", Terry. You get into the paint and he don't know where to go, and he give it to Plumlee, to where Plumlee don't have no moves in the paint. So if you don't give Plumlee a wide open layup, you just wasted a whole session, an offensive possession. It's a waste. And then for JB to continuously keep going at that same play over and over, and then Bridges here, it's like, dude, how hard is it to see? Melo is your star, man. It's like Melo got to eat off of the fast breaks and stuff like that when the ball comes swing back around to him. But other than that, the offense is Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges. That's
Hold
why
on
they
a second.
losing, man.
Let me I think I found this video, this Lavar clip. I'm trying to see if I can get it up here. I don't think it'll show on the screen, but you'll be able to hear it. Let's see. If it plays.
Wow, I love your style. They say,
Can y'all hear that?
What's going down, man?
Yeah.
Can you hear it? All right, here we go. Let's see.
And it's the big baller, baby. That's right, sir. Y'all done reached out to the big ball and told me that it's going down. He said you out there in Cleveland doing your thing, man. Doing that all-star status game. That's right, triple B's. Big baller brand is in the building, baby, and you know how we do this. Man, I love the fact that you're having a great season this year, man. I love it that you see a young guy just doing his thing, getting better at the game. It's a beautiful thing to watch. But they say you got that NBA All-Star status. Keep doing your thing, boy. I love your style. They say the Lakers is having a little problems over there with LeBron. Yeah, the team is just too old, you know. But Cleveland fans want him back to Cleveland to finish up his career. Go on to Cleveland, LeBron. Go finish up your game in your hometown, man. But anyways, y'all keep doing your thing. You know, Triple B's is behind y'all. It ain't nothing like a beautiful season of basketball. Sir Yacht, keep doing your thing. Make these youngsters do what they do. And I love your style. But Big Ball is out. And holla.
There it is. But see
That's
that
crazy.
even that, like I feel like the way that people made it sound like to me is that LaVar was like, "Hey y'all, go vote for Darius Garland." Like he was promoting him, and it sounded like here he's saying they say you an NBA All-Star. I like the fact that you hooping and getting better. You know what I mean? Like it's not as much of a like a promo as, you know what I mean, as they made it seem like it is. But
I hear you. I hear you, man. It's to me that All-Star came up a couple times in just that little bit, that little 1 minute little snippet you played.
yeah,
All-Star came up twice. Like if we know it's fan voted, right? I'm just saying as a smart guy, this is why, because everybody took it exactly for what it was. It was him that's promoting him to be in the All-Star. It's like he just not a regular dad. Like he LaVar Ball. So when he talk, people listen and people gonna take the realness out of what he's saying. Oh, All-Star, Garland, the All-Star. You know how many people probably went and voted for Darius Garland just after hearing that? Even if it's 2-3 people. If Darius Garland beat Melo Ball out 2-3 votes, yeah, hey man, he kind of set himself up for failure. If that's the case. When you a business promotional guy, just like Jermaine Jackson, even if they ask Jermaine Jackson about Darius Garland, I doubt Jermaine Jackson is gonna tell you put him in an All-Star or say anything about All-Star related to him when he know that's what's going on at that very time. It's just not smart.
that's what I'm saying. It's a can. That's what they say here. I hear you, and I feel like whoever the guy Sir Yacht or whatever, I think that he sent in that cameo with the intent of trying to make your case. You know what I'm saying? Of like, oh, if I get LaVar to say this, it might help out whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was the intention behind that.
All-Star, bro.
Yeah.
That's true. And so why can't LaVar turn? You think he need that little money Sir Yacht shot him?
I think
Whatever little money he got paid to say, you think he needed that? He could have declined and said, nah, this is I say that maybe after the season, like good job, but not while All-Star voting is at its height, and that's who battling against my son. Like, that's not smart for me to do.
I hear you. I just think that my man LaVar don't think that there's no competition, and that's just. But that's what, you know what I'm saying. I think that's the way that he look at it.
It's not competition. It's a fan vote at this point.
Yeah.
Look at Kyrie Irving and them is in the. It's a fanfare. So if it's a fanfare and the people who LaVar Ball fans or whatever might, it's just not smart. I mean, it just wasn't smart. It wasn't good look.
Yeah.
It wasn't good look. Okay, can I at least get even? I ain't heard of none of that. It's just for LaMelo on my mom. And if he said, show me somewhere where he say, hey, put LaMelo Ball in the All-Star, like strictly LaMelo, because Lonzo wasn't going to make it, and he shouldn't even added him in the equation, but he did anyways. He want to put them two together like they play on the same level. They're not. So I want to hear, where is he just strictly LaMelo Ball, put my son into the All-Star, vote LaMelo Ball. I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, but I think it's the same thing. It's like what you just said of his intention of saying, yo, I want to get both my guys in, right? So if you're going to vote LaMelo, go ahead and vote Zoe too. And if LaVar voice carry as much weight as you're talking about with as far as the Garland situation and all of that, if I'm going to instruct you to do one thing, then why not instruct you to do two things and get you to vote for both my sons? If my voice is going to get a million, but that's what I'm saying is that you just said it's fanfare. It's a fan vote. So it
Why
don't even matter.
Why
But
waste
that's
that vote?
because it don't matter. You could literally Kyrie Irving wasn't even playing basketball when voting started, and he was number 5. Klay Thompson wasn't even playing basketball, but because it's a fan situation, you could be playing not great basketball and you can get in there. So that's just what it is. Like D Rose is a top 10 vote getter. Some of these other guys top 10 vote getter. The All-Star is partly what you're doing on the court, but is obviously 50% fan votes is when it comes to starters. So I think that's what it is, right? If his voice holds so much power in one way, you'd be silly not to use it. Then if your voice holds power, then the same way you're seeing is you would have to be smart about the way that you use it as well. I think that's what it is, man. It's just you know what I'm saying? He's trying to do
Kill
it
2
the
birds in 1 stone.
trying to get his boys in there, man.
Yeah, because I'm like, I think he definitely should have known better. If you're gonna do the ball boys, they got to be both hooping at an all-star level. If one not, then why even waste a
Because
fan's vote on Lonzo when he ain't playing like an all-star? It's just
because that's what I'm saying is that you can get in without that. You don't need them credentials for the All-Star situation.
no, but I'm just saying I understand what you mean. But even as the fan, it's with what he didn't even crack 100,000 or something like that. So it's
I think
like you far fetching. It's like it's not even close. Them other cats that like you talking about the fanfare, them dudes been put in work in the league for years. They done been all stars and dominated in this league. So when you say Kyrie Irving or Klay Thompson or even somebody else, I forget who he said, but even them type of dudes, they've been killing so long in this league that okay, if their name is in there, of course they name carry weight alone. But when
Yeah.
you first time All Star, you got to at least play up to that potential of a guy who to beat out
Yeah.
guys that's been 5-time All Stars and 6, 7-time All Stars. Even if they played a little bit, you got to do something special. And 12, 5, and 5 ain't special.
But
Right.
I guess
Well,
yeah.
I respectfully disagree with you. Lonzo Ball is a special player, man. I want to tell you something. Lonzo Ball's game expands way more than some stat line or some numbers, some metrics that some fools made in the back. Okay. Lonzo Ball has helped spearheading the team, leading the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Now we could say DeRozan this one, that, this one, that. These guys clearly are seeing a slippage defensively. You understand, on all of these games that just have they had a 1-point win against Oklahoma City. They almost took them out. You had DeJounte Murray out there looking like the second coming of Tony Parker. You understand, Orlando stomped a mud hole in them. These are all games where Lonzo and a combination of Caruso as well. But I'm telling you, Lonzo Ball's absence clearly has seen a
Yeah.
slippage defensively. This team is not going to get its full potential without Lonzo Ball. I just want to say this. People who continue to discredit Lonzo Ball, doubt him. I just want y'all to know Lonzo Ball will answer the call every single time. There's a reason why this man is the starting point guard on the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Lonzo Ball is the truth and has the heart of a lion. Okay? Just go ahead, continue, AB.
Uh, I think I'll say, man, well, let me see. My man, EBM, he ain't spoke up in a minute, man. So I'm gonna give you some opportunity to jump in here, man. See what your thoughts is on
Yeah.
all the stuff we just talked about.
First of all, I agree with the flight talking about Lonzo. Yes, Chicago Bulls was doing a little bit better, but arrival of Lonzo changed the dynamic, became the engine of the team. Lonzo and Caruso, the biggest defense. That was number 1. But again, the ability to do all those steals, ability to do the supply, assist of the team makes everyone better. And even like they do in style. It's not just they score in style. So the change of Bulls, how they play and how they dominate to be even the number 1 seed is Lonzo played a big part. Yes, you have those people in the front, they do their job, but at the back, they did a very, very good job. But if you see now they are out, there is that kind of struggle. And if, I'm giving an example, let's say Lonzo and Caruso are not coming back, they're coming back. But if they're not coming back, Chicago will not even go to the NBA final. But Lonzo is also the biggest, it's just like the main quarterback of the team, I can simply say, because the all distribution, steals, and defense, along with Caruso, they make the best of Chicago Bulls. So when you look on the number, that's the problem of the numbers. Sometimes these stats, they're just numbers. You score this number of points, whatever. But how important are those numbers towards the winning, towards the changing of the team? Those are crucial to determine everything.
So let me ask you a question. I like what y'all saying. Let me ask y'all a real question. With the way Lonzo Ball playing, right? Even when he come back, how far can the Chicago Bulls go? You think they can win a championship?
No, they're not going to win championship for this time.
Exactly.
So
we know they're not going to win
I
championship.
say conference finals and rolling the dice when they get there.
Yeah, but to go to the NBA final, that is if they're full healthy. It depends on the booking. Obviously, if Nets, Kyrie, and or the squad is not fully playing, still, there is no way to stop them.
Even if they got the number 1 seed in the East, number 1 seed, you think they can beat in the Eastern Conference or something like that? Second round, Nets, Bucks?
No, Nets is a different story. If Nets is healthy, there is no any team to beat Nets. That's my opinion. Nobody can beat Nets. I don't know how you can beat them. Like they are full, 3 of them, those 3 guys. That is a different story. Because just one alone, just to have Durant alone, you saw how Bucks were in big trouble. That was just one guy. Assume they are all 3. That is a different story. But I'm giving an example. Let's say Durant is injured, Kyrie is playing half, still 50%, and then they are full healthy. Obviously, they will beat them. But if they're healthy, no team can beat the Nets. That's what I see.
I just, defensively, Lonzo Ball is there and he changes the game for the Bulls defensively. Offensively, he stagnates the game for the Bulls. And that's the problem because you're going to have to score also in this league when you're playing against 3-headed monsters like you just said. KD, Kyrie, Harden. You're going against Giannis, the Greek freak. You're going to need more scores to happen and be a threat out there on the floor. Spotting up in the corner ain't gonna cut, especially if you only sometimey with the threes. I'm just saying, it's a liability to me.
Nah, well, I respectfully disagree with the liability part. See, we got to be careful because we spreading a lot of things in the airways. AB, you a good numbers man. When Lonzo shooting from the 3-point line, 3-point field goal percentage at the moment, and let me see if that's a liability.
We're not. You just like you said, it's not about numbers. Didn't you just?
You read about
It's
that,
not
but
about
Lonzo.
numbers, right?
Hold on,
Okay, so
I
if you
wasn't
go and
finished.
look at, you watch the game, don't you, Flight? So you see him
Yeah,
wide open
yes.
in the corner all the time. Them ain't the same type of threes that other players, especially a lot of players who shoot threes. He don't shoot difficult threes, so his percentage ain't you. That can lie to you, numbers guy. I can lie to you. He's wide open on his threes. It ain't like he doing step back J's and like he pulling up in people's faces or he pulling up from deep range or none of that type. He's shooting wide open corner threes for the most part. So his percentage, sometimes it averages out because he can shoot 6 for 8, and then sometimes he shoot 1 for 7, 1 for 8. You know how he do.
Yeah, I know how he do. Well, as of recently, he was playing at a great level prior to the injury. He did an uptick in his points. But I will say this: the same things that you guys are criticizing Lonzo Ball for now with these corner threes, he's just hitting threes in the corner. Y'all gonna be praising him for it in a couple of weeks, okay, to months. You feel me? When we get into the playoffs, you heard it here first.
Man, I really hope he can even just get back to being. Hey man, these knee injuries ain't no joke. I know some people take it lightly and like, oh, it ain't nothing, but it's been bugging him since he was a rookie. And for it to still be lingering always around the same time in this part of the season. Around this time, he always going out with this knee thing. And if you notice, he don't even play the same. I was wondering why he wasn't playing the same. It's because that knee, he was favoring that. He been favoring that knee, and that's why he don't go to the hole and be aggressive like that no more. Because Lonzo's the type of dude who can give you 17 and 8 and 8, that type of shit easily. And then the Bulls would be almost undeniably favorites to win the chip. So that's the difference. It's like the way he playing now. If you want to accept that, okay, y'all gonna get smacked by Bucks or the Nets. So you can be number one in the regular season all you want to, but when it comes at the end of the day, you're gonna end up on the couch with the rest of the league, whoever didn't make it as far as the Eastern Conference, something like that.
I'll say, and looking it up here, he is shooting. They got him at 42% from 3-point land, and I think to me, I think it's interesting because I agree. Like there are different levels of difficulties of the 3-point shot, right? You look at some of the shots that Steph take, and it's just amazing, and it's like, yo, but that's another level, and he shoot those shots at a high clip. I think that the advantage that Lonzo has as a 3-point shooter is that a lot of his shots are, like you said, wide open ones. Is the way that their offense is set up is you got DeRozan, he can take it to the basket. You got LaVine taking it to the basket, and then if you go stand out there, you're gonna get an opportunity to, like, you know what I'm saying, get a wide open 3-point shot. And I think that in a perfect world, you get hot at the right time. So when we ask, do we think what's the ceiling for the Bulls or not the ceiling for the Bulls, or can they win the championship? Can they make it out the East? For them, if they can get into the playoffs and they can go head to head with a Brooklyn Nets and then a Bucks, and then now all of a sudden you have a stretch of games where you're getting 6 for 8 from behind the arc, Lonzo, because he didn't got hot at that time. I think like that's a situation that they would take, you know what I'm saying, or want to be in. I do think that there is something that he has to add to his game as far as being able to attack the basket, get some mid-range, and do all of that stuff. But it's hard to say because when you watch these Bulls play, it's like, do they need Lonzo to be able, if you find an opportunity to get 10 wide open threes in a game, that's a damn good situation to be in. If you only shooting 40% and then you knocking down 4 out of those 10, you got a free 12 points that you can get there. That's a good situation to be in for most teams. So Alexa, stop. Oh, man, Alexa cut on. Somebody from downstairs turned it on. It scared me, man. I was like, what the hell? Alexa, stop.
Alexa is upset. I'm about to sign out. I'm about to sign out. So thank you so much. And I'll keep watching and following up with the conversation.
Say what?
Yes, sir.
I'm signing out. I'm about to go for another meeting.
Okay, all right, man. I appreciate you hopping on here, man. Come back sometime, man. It was a good conversation, man.
No, I watch all the videos. Today you post the videos. I'm just there. So
straight
I'm a
up,
YouTuber,
man.
but I don't do sports, so it's good usual to get I'm other things, immigration and the scholarship education. Yeah, thank you,
bro. Dude, I'm a big fan of folks. I be telling people all the time, bro. You got to get on this YouTube and spit the knowledge that you have, man. So that's dope.
I have videos encouraging people to make YouTube videos. So now I have 3 channels. Yeah, so I mean, in the future they are going to be very helpful.
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. Yeah, this one is the main channel. EBM Scholar is the main channel, about 90,000 subscribers. I have the other one about 5,000, and another one brand new, less than 1,000.
Okay.
That's what's up,
yeah, straight up, man. That's dope.
Okay, bye.
Man, we
But yeah,
over
so
here.
Jello, he's still getting BS'd around or what out there, man.
I think the Jello situation is baffling to everybody, man. Nobody know what's
Right.
going on with him.
His body looking better, man. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, no homo out there, but you know what I mean? Like he's solid, like stupid, NBA ready. His body looks so NBA ready. It looked crazy. Like his body compared to theirs, the G League or the dudes he be playing against. They put that dude on the NBA court, man.
No, that's a
And look,
fact.
he look light speed ahead of everybody. Just a few little 10, 9, 8 minutes he get, man.
Yeah.
Even the shots he missed, I love it in him. I seen that air ball he took, but I mean he got to take his shot when he can. He dribbling the ball. He like, they ain't running nothing for me. I probably won't get it back. He let it go.
Yeah. I'm hoping this is what we were talking about a bit earlier. I was saying I'm hoping that they have some type of like secret plan for him. You know what I'm saying? Best case scenario. You know what I mean? Like I'm hoping that they have a long-term situation. It seems that this Hornets organization oftentimes feels like they think that they operate like they think they playing chess. You know what I'm saying? And like, ooh, we a year or so out on this thing, and we trying to make this work and all that. And I'm hoping that at bare minimum, that's what's happening with the Jello situation behind the scenes. And like maybe they just have guys who this is their moment within that organization, and maybe his moment is coming up, and it's just like you got to work your way up through the ladder type of vibe. But I don't think, if that's the case, from what I can tell, it's not like they told him that and he just understand where he's sitting at with the organization. It seems like everybody is clueless into like the different things happening with his minutes and shot attempts and the way they running it with him. He just like just out there.
Yeah. Yeah, what you think about that, Flight, man? You been keeping up with Jello?
Yeah, of course I'm keeping up with Jello, man. I think Jello got his story is the most powerful, man. It's gonna be a lot of triumph when he finally graced the NBA stage due to all the blackballing and all of the stuff that just people not giving him a fair shot. Jello went through all of that also with an injury. People don't realize he was getting blackballed, overlooked when he was trying to recover from an injury. People don't highlight that aspect either. A lot of people was kind of getting, overlooked, but they weren't injured at the time. Jello had just, I think it was the ankle, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, I like what I'm seeing from Jello. Of course, improvement it could be made everywhere. Everybody could get better. All three of the Ball brothers could get better in aspects of their game. To fully perfect their crafts. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, facts. Man, let me I've been holding on to this stream since my whole computer's is frozen, right? So I had to open up another computer in order to even manage this thing. But so let me go ahead and get off here, man. I forgot that I could open up the back end, so I couldn't even like stop it because I can't even tap my Chrome on this computer, but I got it up over here, man. So I'm gonna shut this bad boy off, man, and then we'll have to tap in another time. For sure, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. It's a good conversation, man. It's always dope. Yep.